Bethesda has finally spoken up about Starfield for the first time since the Shattered Space DLC launch all the way back in November of 2024. And although they said pretty much nothing, they said something, and that's enough for me to make a video on. But in this video, I do want to take it a step further. Not only am I going to talk about what Bethesda said, but I also want to see what this means for the future of Starfield in general, because there is a DLC that is supposed to be coming out at some point later this year. They also have the Oblivion Remake, which has been highly rumored, basically confirmed at this point by pretty much everything out there, that this is going to either be revealed or released as well at some point this year, with obviously the biggest thing, the biggest elephant in the room, that is Elder Scrolls 6. But before we get into it, thank you guys so much for over 1,000 subscribers, on the road now to 2,000. So if you are new to the channel and you like gaming news, gaming reviews, specifically for RPGs, but other games that I'm interested in as well, please like, subscribe. Now let's get into the video. Now first off, what did Bethesda actually say? Again, it was a whole lot of nothing, but like I mentioned, it was something. They said that they have a lot of excited things still planned for Starfield this year. Does that mean updates? It should, and obviously should mean the DLC. But in my opinion, the most important thing that this means for Bethesda and Bethesda fans, and some fans of Starfield out there as well, is that they aren't giving up on this game. Not at least as of yet. Maybe after the next DLC, I could definitely see them giving up on this game. But as of right now, they're still pushing forward. And a lot of rumors and just people in general, after the previous DLC and the original release of the game, kind of thought that they were going to just move on and speed track all the way to Elder Scrolls 6. For the sole reason that the game wasn't received very well. And in my personal opinion, the DLC was actually even worse than the base game for a lot of things at least fans specifically want from Starfield and from Bethesda RPGs. I was someone specifically who was excited for the Shattered Space DLC for the sole reason that the main game I thought was a good base, a good groundwork for what they could have done if they put in effort, if they handcrafted more things, if they added more reactivity and kind of fine-tuned some of those RPG elements. But unfortunately, although the Shattered Space DLC was a way more handcrafted experience, what it ended up doing was really highlighting the things Bethesda just doesn't really seem to be doing well anymore. But obviously there's still more to come, and they have been working on Starfield these last few months, and there's still a big DLC that's going to be releasing this year. Now, when is that going to release? My best estimation is that they're going to be releasing this, or going to be revealing this, at the June Xbox showcase. Now, there has been rumors of it also being revealed on April 2nd at the Nintendo Direct, because they're going to be talking more about the Switch 2 at this Direct. Starfield been rumored to actually be releasing for the Switch, probably the Switch 2, maybe even as a launch title or something like that for the Switch 2. How the hell is Starfield going to run on anything Nintendo Switch? I have no idea, but we haven't necessarily seen the specs for the Switch 2 yet, so that could be a possibility, but my best estimation would definitely be the showcase here in June for Xbox. On top of this, though, we do still have the Oblivion Remake, which has not been revealed, which, again, like I mentioned, has been basically confirmed by every source out there except for Bethesda and Xbox. Now, these are both pretty big reveals. I think something that would be awesome for them to do would be to reveal the Starfield DLC here in June. Say it's coming in a few months, maybe 2-3 months from June, and then also just say, hey, here's the Oblivion Remake right here and now, just like they did with Ninja Gaiden 4, and the remaster of, I believe, Ninja Gaiden 2. Now, do I think this is going to happen? Probably not. I think they're going to want to build up some expectation, and they want to build up some hype around both of these reveals. But I will say, if they do this, the Oblivion Remake would be staggered from the Starfield DLC, and then they could just focus on Elder Scrolls 6 after this. I don't think Elder Scrolls 6, by any chance, is going to be revealed probably at all this year, probably not until next year. Now, there is one more option, and that's if they do reveal the Starfield DLC at the Switch event on April 2nd, maybe they reveal Elder Scrolls 6 at the Xbox showcase and do a double feature of that with the Oblivion Remake and make it a full Elder Scrolls double showcase and not necessarily two different genres of Bethesda games. That would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. I don't see it happening. I think it's a bit too early still for Elder Scrolls 6, but that would absolutely blow my mind. But after all of that, what is actually next for Starfield? Probably nothing. I genuinely think, in my personal opinion, that Bethesda should and will move on from this IP in general for a number of years. I think they'll still support it. There'll still be mods for it. I think way down the line, they'll probably make a Starfield 2, for example. However, at this point, I think the best course of action for Bethesda is to just go full development on the Elder Scrolls 6, which they started in 2023, as well as just revealing and releasing the Oblivion Remake and focusing the hype around those once they're done with Starfield. That's what a lot of people, I think, actually want. Now, granted, there was so much hype around Starfield before it released. It was Bethesda's first brand new IP that had the same scope of Fallout and of the Elder Scrolls in an extremely long time, but it didn't get anywhere near the same reception of every game pretty much pre-Fallout 4 or even Fallout 4. And I do think it's realistic to move on to at least something like the Elder Scrolls 6 after the Oblivion Remake and the Starfield DLC, because in March of 2024, they already had playable builds of parts of the Elder Scrolls 6. So in my opinion, it is probably relatively realistic for them to move on to the Elder Scrolls 6 here within the next year or so and get away from Starfield. I think the timetable makes sense. They obviously still have the DLC and the Oblivion Remake, but after that, focus in on Elder Scrolls 6. Then after that, just move into Fallout because people are going to be really wanting Fallout at that point, and then go back to Starfield. We've had a lot of Starfield in the last 2 years in regards to that really being the only big Bethesda game people have been playing. And with that, hopefully this next generation of Bethesda games can be a little bit of a reset. They can take all of the feedback from these past 5 to 10 years that they've consistently been getting, and hopefully they can make a truly great RPG and a truly great experience for fans of both Bethesda and the Elder Scrolls in general. Now, I really think the timing here works out pretty well for Bethesda looking at Baldur's Gate 3, even looking at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and seeing what they did for low budget as RPGs and pretty much blow everybody out of the water with the amount of immersion, reactivity, and just RPG mechanics in general that were in those games, both on a smaller scale with Baldur's Gate 3 and a full open world experience in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They've developed a lot more tech within the creation engine for things like home building and shipbuilding like in Starfield, and there are new mechanics here that they could implement as well that they have implemented and can improve on in previous games to make work in Elder Scrolls 6 as well. So hopefully they not only take the feedback from their game, but look at other games in the industry and what they're doing and try to implement something equal or even better than what these other games have already done. Now, was that going to actually happen? No, probably not, but I can always hope as a lifelong Elder Scrolls fan. Now, I would love to hear what you guys think down below. Do you think it's a good thing that they're still going to be moving forward with this Starfield DLC and more updates as was originally planned? Are you excited for them to move straight into Elder Scrolls 6 after this? When do you think that all of these things are going to be revealed / released? I would definitely like to hear what you guys think down below. Again, if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe if you liked what you see here. Apologies for the last 3 or so days where I haven't posted. I'm going to try to start doing daily videos. I've just been sick in and out of the ER, things like that. It sucks, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.